Hey there, Marketing Maverick. So it looks like you're keen on stepping up your marketing game with Samhub. We're doing a deep dive into omni-channel marketing today to, break down what they're all about. You ready to uncover some seriously next-level marketing magic?
Well, it's more than just magic. It's like the whole new way we connect with customers these
The
days.
future.
Omnichannel is one of those buzzwords you hear everywhere, but really what we're talking about is creating this amazing customer experience, right?
Yeah.
It's about making sure every single interaction a customer has with your brand, whether they're on your website or getting an email, feels connected, like a natural progression.
Okay, so picture this. You find this cool clothing brand on Instagram. Their feed is just chef's kiss. You click through to their website, and bam, it's sleek, it's engaging.
Yeah.
Then you get an email with a discount code based on what you were just looking at. That's omni-channel in action, right?
Exactly. It's about weaving together all these different touch points, all these little interactions.
Like threads in a tapestry.
Yes, a tapestry of brand experience. And the reason everyone's so hyped about omnichannel now is the amount of data we have. It's incredible. It lets us personalize everything, really understand how customers interact with our brand, and figure out what actually works.
So data is like the fuel for this omni-channel engine.
100%.
And speaking of data, Samhub seems to be all about that data-driven life. Their website is like a data playground, customer analysis, marketing analytics. They even have a whole section on different marketing channels.
Right, and that's not by chance. Think of it this way. You wouldn't try to navigate a new city without using GPS, right?
Oh, way.
Data is the GPS of the marketing world these days. It shows you what your customers care about, where they are, what they want to see from your brand.
So what you're saying is Samhub is basically handing businesses the keys to this data-driven car and saying, let's ride.
Exactly. And they seem pretty set on making this whole data thing less scary, like less intimidating.
Totally. They literally say, data-driven marketing made easy. Built by marketers for marketers.
Are they saying that even if I barely scrape by in my stats class back in the day, I can still rock this omnichannel thing?
That's the message, for
Yeah.
sure. They're trying to make these tools accessible to everyone, not just data scientists. But speaking of data, did you catch that phrase on their site? The first-party data platform for media?
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Okay, break it down for me. What's the big deal with first-party data? Sounds kind of exclusive, like a VIP section in the club of marketing intel.
It's becoming the gold standard. See, first-party data is info you get directly from your audience, through your website, surveys, those loyalty programs, It's about building a direct line to your customers.
Okay, so it's like getting info straight from the source. How's that different from the data companies already have on their customers? Don't they already have tons of info from purchase history and all that? You're right, businesses do collect data from transactions and how people interact with their brand. But first-party data, it's next level. It's info your customers are willingly giving you, usually in exchange for something valuable, of course.
Ah, so it's all above board, totally consensual, which, in a world where everyone is freaking out about data privacy, is a pretty big deal. Like, if I'm a customer and I trust a company enough to give them my info, that means something, right?
Absolutely. It shows trust, transparency. Those are non-negotiables in today's data-driven world. It's not just about getting the data, it's how you get it, ethically, responsibly. The fact that Samhub is all about this first-party data says a lot about their values.
Gotcha. So responsible data is the name of the game. Now, they also have this guide, right? A comprehensive guide to omni-channel marketing. It's from, the beginning of the year, which, in the world of digital marketing, might as well be ancient history. Are we looking at outdated advice already?
The digital marketing world moves at the speed of light. But here's the thing. While the specific tactics might change, new platforms pop up, algorithms go haywire.
Always changing.
The core principles of omnichannel marketing, those stay pretty consistent. It all comes back to knowing your customer and meeting them where they are with a message that actually speaks to them.
So don't stress about being on every single trending platform. The core ideas are the foundation.
Exactly. And Samhub is positioning themselves as the guide to this always changing landscape. They're all about this customer-centric approach. Sounds great, but how do you actually do that? I mean, everyone says they're customer-centric, but how do you walk the walk?
Right. It's the million-dollar question. Their guide even says, put your customers at the heart of your marketing. Sounds amazing, but is it really that easy?
And that, my friend, is where their whole data-driven approach comes in. They're not just saying, look at all this data you could have. They're saying, we can give you the tools to actually use this data to put your customers first. Remember all that talk about customer analysis?
Yeah.
It's not just about random stats. It's about truly understanding your audience so you can tailor your message and which channels you use. They want to help you make your marketing more human, even with all this tech involved.
Okay, so instead of just shouting your message from the rooftops and hoping someone hears it, you're using data to create a more targeted, personalized experience.
Hmm.
It's less about yelling and more about having a real conversation.
Exactly. It's about moving away from that mass marketing idea and toward personalized marketing, where each customer feels like you're speaking directly to them.
Okay, so we've established that Samhub is all about this data-driven, customer-centric approach. But how do they actually help you put this into action? Do they just dump a mountain of data on you and wish you luck?
Not quite. This is where they seem different. They actually give you the tools to turn that data into, something you can use.
Actionable insights.
Yeah, having data is one thing, but what you do with it, that's what matters.
Sounds like they're not just giving you a cookbook. They're giving you the ingredients, the recipes, and a personal chef to guide you.
You got it. It's about empowerment, not just information overload. That's a key difference.
This is where things get really interesting. We're going to get into the specifics of what Samhub actually offers and how it all works right after this quick break. Stay tuned. Okay, so we've talked about why omnichannel marketing and this whole data-driven thing is so important now. But let's actually dig into what Samhub offers. What are they really good at?
From what I'm seeing, one thing that really stands out is this data-driven marketing made easy idea. It's not just talk. They have actual tools to make it simpler. Like they highlight their customer segmentation features.
Customer segmentation. That's about dividing your audience into different groups,
Yeah.
right? Based on things they have in common. Instead of sending everyone the same email, you tailor it based on their demographics, what they're into, even what they've bought before.
You got it. And this is where it gets interesting. Samhub seems to automate a lot of that work. So no more manually going through spreadsheets. Their platform analyzes your data and automatically puts your customers into groups.
So you can spend less time wrestling with data and more time actually creating marketing campaigns that work. That sounds amazing, but there's got to be more to it than just segmentation. What else does Samhub do to make this omni-channel thing less overwhelming?
Well, remember how we were talking about meeting your customers where they are? Samhub seems to really excel at that where part. They have this whole marketing channels section where they talk about all these platforms, email, social media, even text messaging, and they give you tools to be better on each one.
Okay, so let's say I'm a small business owner. I'm already super busy, and now you're telling me I have to master another social media platform. No way. How does Samhub help with that?
They have this thing called a unified dashboard. Imagine this. Instead of having to log into separate accounts for Instagram, Facebook, email marketing, and whatever else, you have this one place to manage everything.
That does sound like a huge time saver. But here's the thing. Isn't true omni-channel marketing about more than just being on a bunch of different channels? It's about making sure they all connect and feel cohesive, right?
Cressy.
So how does Samhub help with that?
That's a great question. And that's where their focus on data-driven personalization comes in. Remember, they're not just about sending out a bunch of messages. It's about sending the right message to the right person at the right time and in the right place.
So instead of a generic, hey, check out our new stuff email, I could send something more specific to people who have liked similar products before. And maybe that message even has a special offer or a link to a personalized page on my website.
Exactly. And here's where it gets really cool. Let's say someone clicks that link in your email, looks at a few products, but doesn't buy anything. Samhub can then send them another email, reminding them about what they looked at and maybe even offering free shipping to get them to buy.
So it's like this choose your own adventure for customers, and every interaction brings them a little closer to actually buying something.
That's a great way to put it. And since it's all driven by data and automated through their platform, you don't have to do it all manually. Samhub does the hard work so you can focus on the bigger picture, like coming up with great content and offers that your audience will actually care about.
So Samhub is like the conductor of this whole omni-channel orchestra. They make sure all the instruments are working together to create this awesome customer experience.
Perfect analogy. And speaking of analogies, this whole thing makes me think of that saying, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. Samhub seems to really believe that.
Okay, I see what you mean.
They're not just giving you a ready-made solution. They want to teach you how to be a better marketer, someone who really understands data. They offer training, support, all sorts of things to help you get the most out of their platform. And maybe even more importantly, to help you get this whole omni-channel marketing thing.
So it's less about relying on them and more about them giving you the tools and knowledge you need to succeed on your own.
Exactly. They're invested in your success, which makes me think they're in it for the long haul.
It's like they're saying, hey, we're not just here to sell you software. We want to help you totally change how you do marketing.
And that's a really powerful message. Now, we've been talking a lot about what Samhub can do, but we have to remember that even the best tools are only as good as the people using them. There's still this human element to all of this.
Oh, really? It
Yep.
doesn't matter how much data and automation you have. If you're not creating content that resonates with people, it's not going to work.
Exactly. So as we keep looking at what Samhub offers, we need to remember the human side of things.
And speaking of looking further, their guide, a comprehensive guide to omni-channel marketing, seems pretty insightful. Want to crack it open and see what we can learn?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's talk about this comprehensive guide to omni-channel marketing. They're really laying it all out there.
It feels like their mission statement.
Right. And one thing that really jumps out is this focus on storytelling. They're saying that in a world that's drowning in marketing messages, it's the brands with the best stories that are going to break through.
Makes sense. People connect with stories.
Totally. But how do you actually translate that into like a real marketing strategy, especially when you're talking about omni-channel, where it's not just one story, it's like a whole tapestry of stories.
Well, they have this example in the guide. Let's say you're launching a new line of sustainable activewear.
Okay.
So instead of just hitting people with ads about how eco-friendly your stuff is, you create this whole campaign around sustainability.
I see where you're going with this.
Right. You could go behind the scenes on social media, showing how the clothes are made, partner with influencers who really care about sustainability, maybe even host events.
So it's about weaving that story into every single touch point, making it multidimensional.
Yes. It's not just about the clothes, it's about the why behind the clothes.
It's about building a whole vibe, a community even. That's cool, but the guide goes even deeper, right? They're saying you can use omni-channel to personalize those stories too,
Exactly.
which is kind of mind-blowing. How do you personalize a story without being, like, weird about it?
That's where the skill comes in. Remember, Samhub has tools to figure out what resonates with different customer groups.
Yeah.
So let's say you've got a customer who's super active on Instagram. They always check out your fitness and adventure content. You could use that info to personalize the stories they see, maybe highlighting how your activewear can help them achieve their fitness goals.
It's like you're choosing the right storyline for the right character, like you're writing a whole TV series just for them.
Exactly. And when it's done right, that personalization, it's huge. It turns marketing from this one-size-fits-all thing into something that actually feels unique to each person.
This is seriously cool stuff. It's like
Yeah.
we're talking about the future of marketing, where tech and human connection come together.
It's not just about being everywhere anymore. It's about making those interactions count.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Samhub and the whole world of omnichannel marketing, what's the one big thing you want our listeners to remember?
It all boils down to this. In a world full of noise, the brands that win are the ones that can cut through that noise by creating experiences that feel personal, engaging, that make their customers feel like they matter.
It's not just about selling something, it's about making a real connection.
Yes.
And Samhub seems to get that. They're providing the tools and knowledge to help businesses adapt to this whole new way of doing marketing, using data to build those stronger relationships with customers.
And the best part, we're only just scratching the surface. The world of omnichannel is always evolving.
So true.
So be curious, stay flexible, and don't be afraid to try new things.
That's such great advice. Keep exploring, keep learning. Who knows? Maybe you'll be the one to discover the next big marketing trend. Until next time, happy marketing, everyone.